Hello and welcome to this FRV solar farm site induction for the Lilyvale Solar Farm in Queensland. Currently you're on the Lilyvale Solar Farm, 97 kilometres northeast of the town of Emerald in Queensland. The Lilyvale Solar Farm produces 100 megawatts of power and is built on 350 hectares of land. The farm was built by Grand Solar and utilises a single-axis tracking system. During this induction, you'll see a question mark appear on some of the slides. Please pay special attention to this because it indicates a question you'll need to answer on your site induction form. FRV is committed to ensuring that any workers or visitors to all FRV sites experience a safe environment without risks to their health or safety. FRV has a primary duty of care to ensure the health and safety of workers on all our sites. Workers also have legal obligations when at work, which include taking reasonable care for their own health and safety and not doing anything that may put another worker's health and safety at risk. To ensure that the work environment is without risks to health and safety, FRV actively identifies relevant risks which exist in the execution of FRV activities, evaluates them, and eliminates or reduces them to a minimum acceptable level. Workers will be actively consulted regarding health and safety matters and will be given the opportunity to express their views and contribute to the decision-making process. To support FRV's commitment to health and safety, the following documents will be made available to all staff on site: a work health and safety management plan, emergency preparedness and response plan, an environmental management plan, operations and maintenance plan, and a quality management plan. Here's an outline of the facilities you'll find on the Lilyvale Solar Farm site. There's parking outside the main operations and maintenance building. Please always reverse park in the allocated area. Toilets and food preparation facilities can be found in the site O&M building. Smoking is only allowed in areas designated for smoking, which is outside the site operations and maintenance building. Please discard cigarette butts correctly in the containers provided. There's no smoking on the solar farm or in site vehicles. The safety of workers on FRV sites is extremely important, and the following safety rules are part of the conditions for working on the Lilyvale Solar Farm site. All personnel on site shall comply with the 9 life-saving rules, namely, follow all signs, notices and barricading and stay within areas as instructed. Do not walk and talk when using a mobile phone. Be aware of flora and fauna as snakes are prevalent. Watch where you walk and avoid areas of long grass. Do not walk under suspended loads or within 25 meters of a crane. Do not work at height where you can potentially fall from one level to another. Do not enter or go within 2 meters of an excavation. Access after rain or in wet weather must be agreed by the site manager. Report any hazards or incidents to your escort or the site manager immediately. Do not touch or work on live electrical equipment without approval from the site manager. Anyone who is under the influence of drugs or alcohol is not permitted to enter the solar farm site. Anyone who's suspected of being under the influence of drugs or alcohol will be asked to leave site immediately and further action may follow. Please advise the site manager if you're taking prescription medications that may affect your ability to perform your job safely. A condition to enter site is that you must sign on daily using the sign-on sheet provided in the operations and maintenance building. Before completing any work on site, all workers must have completed a site induction, provided evidence of appropriate certifications, and provided the appropriate safety documentation. All visitors must be accompanied while on the site unless they've completed the appropriate training and have been approved for unescorted access. All appropriate documentation must be supplied to FRV as required by Australian standards and legislation before commencing works, and may include safe work method statements, job hazard analysis, job safety and environmental analysis, or another form of risk assessment or safe work procedure, certifications and licenses, white cards, or other documentation where applicable. Please ensure you drive safely on site. The maximum speed limit on site when passing buildings and pedestrians is 10 km an hour and 20 km per hour on site roads. Always wear seat belts when driving on site. Give way to mobile plant and get acknowledgement from the operator before passing. Please reverse park in the designated area and do not use mobile phones while driving on site or operating any mobile plant. If you're required to work alone, always make sure the site manager or other workers know your whereabouts and ensure you've got the following items with you: a UHF radio, a functioning mobile phone with charged battery, a lone worker safety device, a first aid kit and snake bite kit. If you do have any accidents, injuries, spills or environmental incidents and near misses, they must be reported to the site manager as soon as possible. All hazardous chemicals and substances brought to the site must include a copy of the safety data sheet, which must be provided to the site manager for approval. Hazardous chemicals and substances are stored in the warehouse of the site operations and maintenance building. The main hazardous chemicals or substances used on site are petrochemicals, lubricants, and cleaning supplies. The following communications equipment is available on the solar farm site and can be used for the purpose of general communication or communicating in an emergency: two-way UHF radios, mobile phones, and lone worker devices. UHF channel 26 is the communication channel on site. Radio protocol must be used, so please don't use any obscene language when using the radio. Do not use UHF channel 20, which is currently being used by a mine near the solar farm. FRV will provide a work environment free from harassment and bullying. Racial, religious, sexual, political, or any other form of harassment will not be tolerated. The following behaviour will not be condoned: individuals making unwelcome sexual advances to another person, employees refusing to work or cooperate with individuals because of their race, religion, sex, or other characteristic protected by law. If any person is subjected to or witnesses discriminatory conduct or harassment, they should report it to the site manager immediately. Personal protective equipment is an important part of ensuring the health and safety of workers. Mandatory PPE for site includes high visibility long sleeve shirt and long work pants. No shorts, sweatpants or sleeveless shirts are allowed. Site electrical technicians are required to wear ARC rated clothing. Safety boots or shoes are required and electrical rated soles are preferred. Head protection is required, including hard hats inside the substation and bump caps for sun protection. Work gloves and also protective eyewear are mandatory. Depending on the work, additional or special PPE may be required and may include hearing protection, electrical PPE, PPE for handling hazardous chemicals such as gloves or snake guard gaiters. Special PPE will be listed in the relevant SWIMS document or JHA based on a risk assessment of the works being completed. Safety around electrical equipment is extremely important on all solar farm sites. Only qualified and authorised personnel may perform work on or near energised electrical equipment. All energised work must be done with 2 people present. Both persons must be certified in first aid, CPR, and the use of a defibrillator, and have the appropriate electrical certifications. All personnel need to be trained and inducted in electrical safety awareness. Only authorised personnel who've completed a substation induction will be permitted to complete works in the substation area. If there is an emergency at the solar farm, it's important to know where emergency equipment is. The evacuation diagram can be found in the Operations and Maintenance building, with the assembly point in front of the Operations and Maintenance building next to the site entrance. There is a large first aid kit and a defibrillator in the Operations and Maintenance building, along with a snakebite first aid kit. Site vehicles and mobile plant also carry first aid kits and snakebite kits for each vehicle. Fire extinguishers and fire blankets are available in the Operations and Maintenance building and substation, and there are also smoke detectors in the substation. Fire extinguishers are also available in site vehicles and in each power station. Thank you for completing this solar farm site induction, and please remember while on site, the health and safety of all workers is everyone's responsibility.